wants to rank every single Nintendo game console with me. Are we gonna get into a battle about this? This one seemed like it was the best because it has some not unique, but things that I wasn't expecting on this. Is it the best one to do? I don't know, but this is the one we're going to do. Wait, maybe I should do it here. Welcome to the tier list. Okay, so this has a lot on here, and you guys have to, MK, you guys have to help me, though I reign supreme. So I could just say fuck y'all. Let's start. I do not own a 2DS. It is one of the handhelds that I actually don't own. I don't like the design of this thing. I don't know why they made it non-foldable. Like, it's not a practical handheld because it's big. I'd say 2D is a C just for the design. I was gonna put it on probably a D or even an F. The reason I made it like that is because it's for young children and they like break the, yes, I know, but I still don't like the design of it. They could have done something to it to make it a little bit better for holding. You know, I totally understand. Trust me, I have dealt with a lot of broken DSs in my past.
Editor here, she doesn't like anything.
Because of GameStop. That thing is not it, buddy. So, F, D, maybe D. We could always move it. The epitome of F. Should I put it down to, I think I'm gonna put it down to F because they could have done something better. Moving on, the 3DS XL. I love the 3DS XL. That is my favorite out of all the DSs. It's easy to hold. The buttons are really nice on that one. The screen is beautiful. I'm gonna put that as an A. All right, so this one is good, not as good as the other one, just because of the size of it. I don't love the raised portion, because those were like the buttons, and I didn't like that. I find it interesting that they have the Game & Watch on here. I love this thing, but I use it as a clock, mainly. I'm gonna put it at B. I'm gonna put it at B, because I absolutely love this thing, but it definitely is my clock. The original DS is so clunky. It's so clunky. The screens are so small. It's cool that it has the Game Boy Advance slot. It's not good. It's not good. They could have waited a little bit longer to fix the design a little bit. So that's gonna go D, because it's not horrible. The SP, okay, my feelings on the SP has changed. It's not my favorite anymore. The SP now hurts my hands. I have to play like this, your hands locked. It gets tiring. I love that it folds. I love that it's lit and everything like that, but it's too narrow. I have little to no experience with the Game Boy Advance, the original one, until I got this. I own the original one. This is obviously custom, but I never used it. It takes batteries, it's not lit, and so I never picked up the Advance. Once I did pick up the Advance, I was like, oh my God, this holds so much better. It just fits better in your hand. It's weird taco shape. It makes sense. So SP goes down to C, and Game Boy Advance goes to B. It gets a B because it's not backlit. Okay, Game Boy Color was amazing. I love that console. I think it's great. I think I'm gonna put that as a B. Okay, Game Boy Micro. As much as I said the SP now dropped in rank because it's hard to hold and everything, the Game Boy Micro is very difficult to hold, but the screen on that thing is so good. I refuse to play Minish Cap on anything else, also because I think it's hilarious that it's a micro and it's Minish Cap. I'm gonna give that one a B. I know that you guys are probably like, what is wrong with you? That system is way too tiny, but the screen on that thing and the fact that you could change the faceplate in case something happens to the screen, and for somebody who is small, that was a nice thing to carry around because it is small. Now, down to the refrigerator. This is where the nostalgia kicks in. I want to put it at A because it was perfect. It's not perfect now, but it was perfect. This is where the nostalgia hits. You know what? I think I'm gonna move the 3DS to S, and then we'll put Game Boy to A. Okay, we're starting to get to the big boys. It's gonna be impossible for me to not put these systems all in, but wait, why do I have to not put them all in like A and S tiers? GameCube. Love that it has the Game Boy Player option. My issue was the disc. The games are amazing. I really love the controller. I don't love the C-Stick. I hate that it was a disc. Oh, there's an S++. Okay, we will put it in S tier though. I hated that they stepped away from their cartridges. I get it that, you know, CDs could hold more, but I was like, these are so delicate. The Nintendo 64 is one of my absolute most favorite systems, with the weirdest controller, arguably, hands down. But if we're looking at it now, the graphics are very hard to watch now because they're in that weird middle phase. They're at that awkward teenager phase where they were amazing back then. You play it on a CRT, they still look great, but playing them in a more modern way, ooh, it is hard to look at. Because of this, even though it was the first Nintendo system that was solely mine, it's going to A. The joystick hurt and left you with blisters. It didn't need the extra bit for the D-pad, really. The controller was just weird. Do I have the most of those controllers? Yes. It's just weird. The system itself is adorable. It did not age well. And that hurts for me to say, but it did not age well. Okay, we're moving on to, I don't fucking know, the DSi XL and the DSi, yeah. These two systems were not needed. The DS Lite goes to A. Such a good, leagues difference from the DS, and it was the second of the series. That's why I was saying earlier, like, if they would have waited a little bit longer, we would have had the DS Lite before and the DS itself would have never been a thing. Because the DS Lite was perfect. It was a great size. The buttons were in a great spot. You could still play Game Boy Advance games, though they did stick out a little bit, but it was so much better. Oh my God, so much better. The screens, everything, everything was so much better. It's like, how did you make this jump? And then if you notice, the design never changed from that, basically. She likes the NES because of age reasons. Well, okay, if we're gonna fucking jump, we're gonna put this all the way the fuck up here. That system, the original NES is perfect.
So, we don't have the right meme to use for that, so I could download it, but we don't have it. So what the heck?
It aged perfectly. The controller hurts, but that's coming from a speedrunner. I would still choose that controller overall. I love the shape of the system. I love that it has the RF adapter port and the red, yellow, white wire ports. Are you kidding? From how old that thing is? Come on, it is the best. It is the best. I will say the Mini there's not enough on them. I know you can easily put stuff on them, but there's not enough on them. So I'm gonna put it in B. But if that's the best, do I have to jump to the SNES? Okay, fine. Also, godlike, because it also aged perfectly. It also can hook up with an RF adapter. If SNES is S+++, then NES is S++. What? That's your tier list. This is my tier list. I think that they are equally as good because they both have such amazing games on them. They both look stunning still. They are equals. 100%. They are equals. I will say the controller is definitely more comfortable, but the Nintendo controller has the buttons laid out perfectly for its system. All right, so this is the new 2DS XL. So this is the one that folds. This is where they should have stopped. Should I move this one? Let's move this one here, and then we'll put this one here, and then we'll put this one here. Actually, here. So we have the Switch and the OLED. I don't have experience with the OLED, but that's gonna go probably to the S Plus. And then the Switch will go to the S because there's nothing wrong with it, except for the kickstand. The OLEDs are beautiful. I don't own one yet. But I also never use the kickstand for the regular, so it didn't even matter. So here's gonna be another controversial one, the Wii. The Wii was weird. It was the first of its kind. It sometimes worked wonky, but I freaking love the Wii because you could play GameCube games on it. The sensor bar was a little wonky, but it was such a good system. People made fun of it like crazy, but guess what system was sold out for months? It was the Wii. It goes into S+. Yeah, because it plays GameCube games. And you can hook up the GameCube controllers to it. So yeah, it does beat GameCube. The Virtual Boy, yeah, we'll just put that down here. This one was only released in like Canada or something like that. This was a smaller version of the Wii. We're gonna put it in a D. It wasn't needed. The blue Wii couldn't play. Then that's awful. The Mini was crap. We're putting it even further. It was not needed. Why take away good functionality of a system? Anyway, the Wii U, I barely have any games for that thing. But I will say that I love the gamepad on it. I love that feature. I love that it fulfilled my childhood dreams of playing on the TV, then having my sister come and be like, I want to watch TV. And then I'd be like, okay. And I just pulled the damn thing to the controller and kept playing. The Wii U was born so the Switch could be perfect. And nobody ever sees that. They don't realize it, I guess. The Wii U and the Wii, they were prototypes, basically, for the Switch. They got everything right on the Switch. Well, mostly. But they got those key notes right because of those two systems. And they went back to cartridges. That's like the... So I'm gonna put the Wii U as an A. As much as so many people don't like it, that's where it's going. This is the Lite, the Switch Lite. Useless. I'm gonna say it. It is absolutely useless. The Switch Lite is useless. I don't have any experience with these, so I don't think I can judge them fairly. I have no knowledge on them. So this one I have a little bit of knowledge on. It was just weird. So I'll leave these at, this is weird. Okay, here, we'll put this here and then we'll put these here because we don't know what they are. There we go, we finished. Ta-da! Hooray! Let's go over our rankings. S++, the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. You can't fight me on this. S+ is the Switch and the Wii. Oh, the Switch OLED. You put the original Game Boy over the Game Boy SP. Everyone is tilted over where I put the SP. Yeah, I did. The original one shouldn't probably be an A. This is more of a nostalgia placement. Because to be fair, the color is better. The color's better. The GameCube is S. 3DS XL is the perfect DS. Can't fight me. And there is nothing wrong with day one Switch. Unless you were unfortunate to get controller drift or whatever. I never did. All of the controllers I have never had the drift. A ranking and 64 hurts me to put it down in A, but the graphics didn't age well. What do we have? The DS Lite, the 3DS XL, the original 3DS XL, the Wii U, and the Game Boy Color. I stand by those decisions. B tier. I kind of want to move the Game & Watches down to C. They're awesome as a collectible, but they are not needed. Nintendo 64 at A tier, but you said so many bad things. Am I leaving it there because of nostalgia? But it has great games on it. And if you hook it up to a CRT, it still looks amazing. It doesn't upscale properly. If I plug it into that bad boy down there, Donkey Kong 64 looked amazing. That's why I can't put it to a B tier. The 3DS, I hated the little bump out, but it was still a great system. The joystick was a little weird too. Game Boy Advance, like we said, is a great shape. And then the fridge, I love the fridge. It's a comfortable system to hold. It's got the nostalgia. The buttons are great on it. You guys are really fighting me on the SP. I'll move this to B. I'll move it to B because I like that it folds. I like that it has the light. I like that it's rechargeable. It just gets a little uncomfortable after a while. The C ranking, I stand by. D tier, I stand by this. These are all useless. I stand by it. So what do we think about my list?
As much as I have been trolling throughout this video, the final list is pretty good, and I have to give it to Harli on that one. It's passable.
Again, ignore what this says for this one because I don't know these. I think this list is pretty good. Is it slightly biased because I'm a retro person? Let me know what you guys would rank these as. But I'm pretty solid on these. I kind of want to move the OLED up to S++. I don't have it, but I know that the OLED is better than the original. I kind of want to move it. That system is so good. I'm moving it. I think that's my final list. The Switch is perfect. This is it. This is it. I'm not touching it anymore. That tier list was fun. And thank you all for your input. I appreciate it. We'll do another one soon. I'll see you all next time. Bye.